back to Let's Talk. With me, Reverend Dr. Alex Awad and Sheikh Maher Assaf, who's an imam and also member of the Bethlehem Central Zakat Committee, and also Alex, who is former pastor with the East Jerusalem Baptist Church. I want to ask you about something we talked about earlier, which is Israeli society, and not the 20% who are Arabs, but the other 80% who are of Jewish faith or some form of maybe secular Jews. Are there allies among Israelis in the fight for peace in Palestine? Alex?
Yes, certainly. There are Jewish people and Jewish organizations today in Israel that are speaking very clearly and very strongly for human rights of the Palestinian people. And some of these people are very despised by other Jews and Israelis because the Israeli society as a whole rejects them. But they are fully on the Palestinian side. And there's a lot of harmony between them and Palestinian human rights organizations. Not only this, there are in the United States many Jews, but among them there are some Jews like Jewish Voice for Peace and the J Street. These are organizations that are committed for human rights, and they are totally in disagreement with the policies of the current Israeli government under Netanyahu.
Right. Maher, I want to ask you, I mean, growing up in Palestine, are you surprised by the solidarity that you're getting from Jewish citizens of Israel or from people outside in the international world? Did you feel very alone growing up in Palestine, thinking that the problems and the oppression that you felt was unique to you and that nobody cared? What was your feeling about this form of solidarity?
I think we are around 70 years under occupation, Palestinian, and our situation is complicated, as we say, because the problem not began in 48, it's began before when Britain and Turkish state has here in Palestine.
But at the end of the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
Okay.
Today there is many problems happened in our situation. Before 20 years we are the same, one nation, no problem inside. Today they know we are the strong thing in Palestinian situation is we are together, al-wahda, unity. But today we are not unity. And in the past, if you're looking to the Palestinian, they are like Stura, mystery because they are unity. I remember when the first Intifada, the bread, people under the occupation and they can't go outside because the Israeli told to people, don't go to the street, stay in the home. Somebody gave bread and give, this is Muslim, this is a Christian, this is Muslim, this is Christian. This man say, I have bread, give my neighbor, he is a Christian. Christian say, give my neighbor, the other is Muslim. This is the strong thing in our society in Palestine in the first Intifada. They work to destroy this unity. Now we need to be strong as one nation, all the people, Muslim, Christian, every organization in Palestine, together, unit one. This is what we're looking for.
Okay, so the unity between Palestinians is important, and I'm just kind of summarizing what Maher was saying. Do you see that happening? Is there a generational issue? Alex, I'm looking at both of you and I'm seeing maybe there's a one generation between you. Is it changing for the better? Is there the sense of common history and common purpose?
Well, I think there is a common history for sure. And there is a common person, which is the liberation of Palestine and living at peace, even with our Jewish neighbors. We as Palestinians are now not calling for the destruction of the state of Israel. We are not calling for the Jews to go back to Europe. Because, first of all, we are the weaker link. We are saying live to the Israelis. We are saying live and let live. we're willing to live with them, either in a two-state solution or in a one-state solution. But since they are the strongest factor, since the United States and the European countries are supporting them, it is very hard for us to tell them what to do. They have to decide, the Israelis have to decide whether they want to have a one-state solution or a two-state solution. But if they decide that, we as Palestinians will be willing to take it tomorrow. We are ready for peace because we've been suffering for the last 70 years. And we want to end that suffering. And I'm talking here about we Palestinian Muslims and Christians. I'm not talking only about one part. Yes, we have different generations and we think a little differently with the generation gap, but I think our goals and aspirations are the same.
Finally, in the 2 minutes that we have left, the characterization today that Israel is an apartheid state, is that a correct description?
Yes, apartheid, and I have a story of my family. My wife have identity. The Palestinian situation is four parts: West Bank, Gaza, and Jerusalem, and Palestinian in 48. This is Palestine, and if you have blue ID, it's identity Jerusalem. My wife born in Jerusalem. Because she married me and lived with me in West Bank, she can't change her ID. She can't. She go to live in Jerusalem alone and paid money more and more and more. She can't take it. A man who come from Europe or from Africa, he take the identity in 1 day or 2 days. But she born in Jerusalem, she can't. She paid more and more money, and after that we lost our rights to have new identity.
Okay. I'm sure you'll be telling more stories and relating these issues to a Malaysian audience at the various programs that you have. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a wonderful and enlightening experience.
Thank you.
I've been speaking to Reverend Dr. Alex Awad. He is former pastor of the East Jerusalem Baptist Church, and also Sheikh Maher. Asaf, he is an imam and a member of the Bethlehem Central Zakat Committee. They're here in Malaysia to talk to Malaysians about the Palestinian issue. This has been Let's Talk. I'm Sharad Kuttan, only for Astro One.